I am Tony Parker from the San Antonio Spurs.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers.
I'm Nick Young. I'm tuned in to Kicks on Court.
Hey again, everyone. It's another episode of Kicks on Court Weekly Recap here. I'm your host, George Keel, reporting from the Nice Kick Shop. Glad you tuned in. So today we revisit Manu Ginobili's blowout, talk BrandBlack with Jamal Crawford, and discuss the lack of popular shoes in big man sizes with Andre Drummond and Detroit's other bigs. But first, let's check out the Kicks on Court happenings on the West Coast. Chris Paul generously laced up a custom Jordan CP37 ID created by one of his biggest fans, 11-year-old Masai Walker. Russell Westbrook honored his mom with a pair of Air Jordan 28 SEPEs on her birthday, while Kent Bazemore made his Lakers debut in a purple Under Armour Anatomic Spawn Low PE. Deontay Christmas and DeMarcus Cousins spiced up their on-court rotations with Gumbo League editions of the Nike LeBron 11. PJ Tucker debuted not one, but two insane Nike Kobe 9 colorways. Damian Lillard went the custom route on his new My Adidas D-Rose 4. Monte Ellis donned the Obsidian Air Jordan 12, and Jody Meeks wore the Prelude Kobe 5. Teammate Wes Johnson debuted yet another Adidas Crazy 8 on the court, while Kenneth Faried became the first player to wear the Blueprint version. Quincy Miller sported the Nubuck Air Jordan 14, and Isaiah Thomas turned heads with PE versions of the Reebok Kamikaze 2 Low and the Reebok Kamikaze 1. One of the biggest surprises on the West Coast included Spurs southpaw Manu Ginobili. While guarding Rodney Stuckey at the top of the key, the two-time All-Star planted and his foot literally ripped through his shoe. Like the bottom of his foot completely burst through the shoe. We got an up-close look of his blown-out shoe, and you can actually see the damage from that one play. Now, in case you missed the debut of our Sole Access video series, Spurs equipment manager Travis Wade kind of foreshadowed this event in a sense. When asked to describe Ginobili using one word in regards to sneakers, he said this.
He is hard on a pair of shoes, coming off of picks and the way he plants his foot. He will just rip a pair of shoes.
Now, following the game on Wednesday night, Ginobili did mention to us that he will begin wearing the Nike LeBron 11 as he has a few custom ID pairs on the way. So stay tuned for a first look at those once they arrive. Another West Coast guard, Jamal Crawford, made headlines this week by averaging 30 points in his last 2 full games. At the beginning of the season, the NBA's 4-point play leader became the global brand ambassador of BrandBlack, a new sneaker and apparel company based in LA. We recently caught up with Crawford to discuss his brand new partnership with BrandBlack and his current shoe, the Raptor.
Man, after my deal was up with Nike, they reached out, and told me, the way they were going, and I was interested. It's weird because when stuff like that happens, usually the company has interest in you, and you learned about it, but I had just so much interest, trying to find out. It was new, it was fresh. The guy behind it, David, he designed Grant Hill's shoe. He did some stuff with Kobe before, and I was honored that I'd be able to have my own shoe for a new company. So I look at it as it's kind of like when Iverson went to Reebok. At that time, Reebok wasn't that cool. So I was to make it as cool as possible.
Tell me about your shoe, the one you wear.
Yeah, the Raptor. It's really comfortable. It's not like the shoes that will fall apart. I had everybody tested as far as our trainers and stuff to make sure it's a legit shoe. It checked out better than a lot of other shoes that are well known. I'm not gonna kill any names.
Yeah.
It checked out great. It was comfortable. It's light. I can move. Because for me, my movement's everything. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
So it worked out perfect.
Crawford also hinted at the forthcoming of his own signature shoe.
This one they sent me, and that was more just I'm wearing it to introduce the company, but I'll have my own shoe coming later.
The West Coast had some great and not so good kicks on court moments this week, but let's now check out what happened on the East Coast. Norris Cole revisited LeBron's first shoe, the Nike Air Zoom Generation. Tony Roden wore the Air Jordan 9 and the University Red Nike Air Veer, while Lewis Williams and Terrence Ross laced up the gloves. Jeff Teague took to the court in the Adidas D-Rose 4.5. Paul George and Contavious Caldwell-Pope wore new player editions of the Nike Zoom Crusader, and Amari Stoudemire wore a new Nike Zoom LeBron Soldier 7 PE. Last but definitely not least, Kyle Lowry, a peak brand member since 2010, surprisingly switched to Jordans fresh off the All-Star break and wore the Johnny Kilroy Air Jordan 9, the Morris Blackman Air Jordan 4, and both the Infrared and Steel Air Jordan 10. In the kicks on court race each and every year, guards typically dominate. The Nick Youngs, DeMar DeRozans, and Nate Robinsons of the world are often left standing at the top. But this year, a couple of big men have made their presence felt. Guys like DeMarcus Cousins and Andre Drummond have brought a nice variety to the court, and with their enormous shoe sizes in mind, the big men of the NBA deserve to be mentioned. We recently caught up with Detroit's big men as they were in town this past week to discuss favorites and the lack of coveted shoes in their sizes.
It's extremely hard, man. You know, big guys like kicks too. So you know, it's real tough to find shoes in our size. You know, once you get past really 13, it's tough. So you just kind of find what you can. Still haven't been able to find the red 6s in my size. I mean, yeah, one that just dropped. Oregon Duck 5s, Biotech SBs. Man, that's the one pair though. That's the one pair I can't find nowhere.
One of the shoes I'm trying to get right now, I'm working on it, are the 6s that came out in all red. I don't know, I can't find them in my size. It's just hard to get them in my size. But actually, right now, those are the ones that I want really bad. I don't know why, I just can't find them in my size. So I'm still looking though. Just haven't lost hope. I think it's a problem for sure, especially guys that are in our industry that, you know, like wearing Jordans. You know, big sizes are definitely a must. You know, they need to put more shoes out there.
What are the top 5 most comfortable Jordans for big men to wear?
Probably the 3s, 12s, 7s. Shoot, I wore the 7s before. Probably 11s. They look the best and they're more comfortable. 14s too, yeah.
I mean, got a lot of J's. Got a few pair of SBs. Been slowly getting a lot of SBs lately. I try to get like all the guys' signature shoes. So, you know, like Kobe, KD, LeBron. Last year I was playing them, I still wear them, but I just can't play them like I did last year.
Well, we've seen the NBA kicks on court this week, but it's now time to check out what you guys have been wearing in my Fave 5 of your kicks on court. Justin Alicia's laced up the Year of the Horse Nike Kobe 8. Herman_2 reporting all the way from Hong Kong snapped a shot of him and his crew in the All-Star Kobe 9, while Mihan, reporting from Moscow, wore a nice colorway of the Jordan CP37. Lou Sold went with the Reebok Answer 1, and coming in at number 1 is Clarence J with the Burgundy Air Jordan 5. Well, as always, thank you guys for tuning in each and every Friday for your Kicks on Court news here. Also be on the lookout tonight as Steph Curry takes on the Knicks wearing a special PE honoring his 55-point game last season. I'm your host, George Kill, and before we close, check out our Heat's highlight of the week. Kyrie Irving in his Nike Zoom Hyper Rev PE literally floors Cephalosha with a pullback crossover.